G'day from the Bureau. It is Sunday the 14th of January. This is a severe weather update focused on the north of the country for a couple of reasons. There is a tropical low developing near Darwin, bringing strong wind and heavy rain, and more widespread monsoonal rains expected across the tropical north after they kicked off last week. Firstly, we will look at the low pressure area which is centred around this L here, southwest of Darwin, just along the coastline of the Joseph Bonaparte Gulf, which is this body of water here. Watch how the wind wraps around this low in the clockwise direction, and in particular across the northern flank of the low, some very strong west-northwesterlies are building across the top end of the Northern Territory. There's going to be some heavy rain around this area, amplified by this low pressure area as well. We can see some of that rain, and we can also see the direction of the wind as we look at the radar imagery from the last couple of hours. All of our showers and thunderstorms across the top end getting blown along in this direction. Anytime we get thunderstorms in an area of strong wind, it can amplify those strongest wind gusts. So the combination of the low pressure area and the thunderstorms has led us to issue this severe weather warning here, covering large parts of the top end of the Northern Territory, including this Darwin region, as well as the Tiwi Islands here in the very far north. Throughout this yellow area, we could see damaging wind gusts in excess of 90 kilometres an hour through the course of Sunday and into Monday as it stays windy into the new week. We could also see areas of heavy rainfall. 6-hour rainfall totals through here could exceed 100 millimetres, and in places we could see over 150 millimetres in 6 hours. But in terms of rain, that's just the beginning. More wet weather is on the way across much of northern Australia. Let's just take a step back and zoom out a little bit to see the broader picture. This is that low pressure area, but we've also got the monsoon trough just draped across northern Australia, extending extensive wet weather and thunderstorms across northern parts of Western Australia, much of the Northern Territory, as well as northern parts of Queensland. Alongside the heavy rain, there will be frequent and widespread thunderstorms through the weekend and into the first half of next week, and that can all combine to bring some fairly broad areas of flooding to northern parts of Australia. When we look at rainfall totals over the next few days, we're really going to see them start to build across the north of Australia. A few areas in particular picking up those really heavy rainfall totals. The western part of the top end, mostly south of Darwin, is probably lining up to see the most significant rain between now and the middle of the week. Some areas might see as much as 500 millimetres through this part of the country, with much more widespread totals in the region of 200 to 300 millimetres. As well as that, there will be extensive rainfall, 100 millimetres plus through much of Northern Territory, a lot of North Queensland as well. That is especially significant around this north tropical coast here, particularly north of Cairns, because that is the area that was bearing the brunt of severe weather this time last month with ex-tropical cyclone Jasper. So another 100 or couple of 100 millimetres over the next few days in that part of the country is unwelcome and unwanted rainfall at the moment. No surprise that for these northern areas expecting the most significant rain, we also anticipate the risk of some riverine flooding. These are flood watches in place for much of the western top end and northern Queensland. As we track the rainfall across these river catchments, they may well respond with flood responses through the course of the next couple of days. To summarise, there is a broad potential for severe weather across the northern parts of the country both today but through the first half of the next week, with heavy rainfall and damaging winds. So do stay up to date with the forecasts and the warnings at the Bureau website and app, and we will keep you updated on social media as well.